story: The Magical Forest and the Moon's Gift. Once upon a time, near a small village, there was a magical forest. It was said that something enchanting happened in the forest under the moonlight. The air in the forest was always filled with a sweet fragrance, and the trees seemed to whisper secrets. In the village, there lived a little girl named Arohi. Arohi loved stars and the moon deeply. Every night, she would gaze at the sky and talk to the stars. The forest's call. One evening, as Arohi sat by her window, she heard a sweet voice. "Arohi, come to the magical forest. We've been waiting for you." Arohi was startled. She looked around, but there was no one. Gathering courage, she asked her grandmother, "Grandma, can I go to the forest?" Her grandmother smiled and said, "If the forest is calling you, you must go. But remember, never forget your honesty and kindness. A unique welcome." Arohi grabbed her flashlight and a notebook and set out. As she entered the forest, she saw the trees bending to make way for her. Dewdrops falling from the leaves sparkled like stars, lighting her path. Walking further, she came across a giant tree. The tree suddenly opened its eyes and said, "Arohi, the moon wants to meet you." Arohi's eyes lit up with excitement. "The moon wants to meet me?" she asked, astonished. The moon's magical message. Arohi was taken to a shimmering lake. The water was so clear that the moon's reflection was perfectly visible. Suddenly, the moon's reflection began to speak. "Arohi," said the moon, "your pure heart and innocence have brought you here." Arohi leaned closer to the lake and asked, "But why have I been called here?" The moon replied, "The magic of this forest is fading. People are forgetting their kindness. You must bring it back, the beginning of a mission." The moon gave Arohi a glowing star. "This star is a symbol of your kindness," said the moon. "You must carry it to places where people have lost their goodness." Arohi took the star and promised, "I will do as you say." As she walked further, the star glowed brighter with every step. First challenge, the selfish farmer. Arohi saw a farmer sitting in his field, looking upset. "What happened, uncle?" Arohi asked. The farmer replied, "My crops are good, but I won't share them with others." Arohi smiled and said, "If you share your crops, you'll find even more happiness." As the farmer promised to share his harvest, the star began to shine brightly. A smile spread across the farmer's face. Second challenge, the greedy merchant. Walking ahead, Arohi came across a merchant surrounded by goods. He was saying, "I want more money." Arohi said, "If you help the poor, your heart will be filled with joy." The merchant thought for a moment and distributed his goods to the needy. The star glowed even brighter. Happiness returns to the forest. As Arohi spread kindness, the forest began to transform. The whispering leaves turned into melodies. The birds started singing joyfully. The final test. The moon said, "Arohi, now you must pass the final test." Arohi had to face her biggest weakness. She realized that she was sometimes afraid to help others. Arohi declared, "I will overcome my fear." The star shone so brightly that it illuminated the entire forest. The magical ending and moral, the moon thanked her and said, "Arohi, you've shown that kindness is the greatest magic." The magic returned to the forest brighter than ever. Arohi learned that honesty and kindness are the greatest gifts of all. Message: this story teaches us that our kindness and truthfulness are the greatest magic. Never lose them.